I think Pakistan's creative future is, you know, there for it to really develop and build because it is potentially immense. You have a rich cultural heritage. You have a rich culture. There's real diversity. There are lots of different cultures and stories within those cultures, but there are also ways of applying them in a contemporary context. And I would argue that you need now, if you want to have a global exchange, be part of the global market, it can be about a story that is from history, but often trying to put it into a contemporary context will make it more accessible to an international market. And I think that whether it be in terms of design, or in terms of filmmaking, or in terms of music, whatever it is, that you need to be able to think always about the market that you're trying to engage with. That's the key thing. Never forget your history, never forget your heritage, never forget your culture, but always be looking forward, be focused on the future rather than being wedded to the past and kind of being stuck in the past in that way. The worst thing in the world is to have your feet firmly on the ground, yes, but stuck on the ground and not being able to move forward, even though from up here you can look forward. Cultural expressions.
Okay.
But the diversity there is about the breadth of cultural expressions. What the convention is there to do is to recognize that every culture has cultural expressions within it. There's a huge diversity there. And what the convention is there to do is to encourage those things to move forward, to be recognized, and to be able to be taken forward into the modern world, into the future in that way. It's not an easy task, and I think one of the things that we always have to understand is that there are things from history, from our heritage, that we have already forgotten about because they couldn't be preserved. We have more ways of preserving things today than we've ever had before. So I think it's very important, for example, in that context, to develop archives, because in the future it may well be that somebody's researching something and they find a story that has been otherwise lost, which they can bring forward into the modern world. So I think that, as far as your community is concerned, look for modern ways of telling the stories, but also make sure that you're creating an archive of the cultural expressions that are there today, because that is going to be one of the ways in which your parts of your culture may, in 150 years' time, be able to be reborn in that way.